there's a question that I have to ask myself, and that's how wet am I gonna get? Answer, pretty wet. Pretty wet.
It's Jurassic Park for real! Well, kinda. They did originally build in some lore to the Jurassic Park area at Universal Islands of Adventure. How did the region tie into the films and even the Michael Crichton book? What attractions can you look forward to upon visiting? And what's my personal favorite of the bunch? Also, wait, why am I wearing Back to the Future merch?
It's been torn down since when?
This is Jurassic Park at Universal Islands of Adventure. First of all, this is a popular area. It was more crowded than most of the lands at Universal on the weekend I was there. A new movie is coming out this summer, but I think the franchise just lends itself well to an actual theme park, and families have so much to do once you enter those gates. There really is something for everyone here. Speaking of the entrance, it's the ideal way to enter this world. That archway is always fun to see in person and gets you properly ready for some dino encounters. Everything from the food to the foliage to the props on display will get any Jurassic Park fan excited for their experience. From what I've seen online, its presence at Universal Florida was at first a sort of sequel to the first and maybe second film in the series. These details are a bit hard to confirm, but the area was known as Isla Adventura. Fans point to a documentary special on the building of Islands of Adventure called Total Immersion Theme Park for the 21st Century, where they had an actor portraying John Hammond speak as if the park was real. Some of the designers and workers are also interviewed, keeping kayfabe. They talked about how it's the only place on Earth with real living dinosaurs.
What we wanted to do here at Islands of Adventure is really build the park that John Hammond would have created, given the opportunity to have a second shot at it.
So the lore here is what happened on Isla Nublar did not deter Hammond. He partnered with Universal and rebuilt Jurassic Park on an island off the coast of Florida. It's kind of cool to think of it like that, sort of a precursor to what they did with the Harry Potter stuff and later Epic Universe. I guess the Velocicoaster breaks the illusion since that's all themed to the Jurassic World movies, but I don't think too many people are complaining about that. Full disclosure, and tell me if you've heard this one before, but I ran out of time to take a ride on the Velocicoaster. Luckily, I did go on during my last trip a couple years ago and have not forgotten it. That thing is a wild beast and an adrenaline rush tough to top. The build-up to launch is anxiety-inducing, and the Raptor figures are a memorable detail while we speed through the air at 70 miles per hour. The lap bar and lack of an overhead harness makes everything feel more thrilling as you accelerate and effortlessly invert multiple times. I know I recently said Stardust Racers is better, but if I rode Velocicoaster again, it'd at least provide a strong argument. The queue's got a sleek, high-tech look to it that of course reminds us of the first Jurassic World movie. Being inside a raptor enclosure and eventually seeing one's head exposed in a muzzle easily puts riders in the right headspace. The pre-show video featuring Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt is fun too. I stopped inside the Discovery Center for a quick visit. That's a nice place to hang out. How could anyone not enjoy seeing those skeletons on display as they appeared in the film? A few dino statues and wall paintings also provide some appropriate scenery. Plenty of merchandise is available too, especially if you're interested in a Jurassic Park '93 tank top. More importantly, there are a few spots for the kids to play and exhibits for them to take part in. Camp Jurassic is a more elaborate children's play area that I would have had an absolute ball exploring when I was a kid. They have all these interconnected caves on multiple levels, lit by different colors and fog rising from certain spots. Outside the caves, there are bridges and waterfalls. It's a fun little walkthrough, even for parents. The main attraction in that area is the Pteranodon Flyers. That's exclusively a kid's ride, as it should be. Or I guess you could ride it if you're under 56 inches tall. One thing I wanted to make sure I experienced this time around was the Jurassic World Raptor encounter. I've seen other fans compare this to the Triceratops encounter from when the area first opened, but since I was way late on getting to see that, this seemed like a pretty great alternative. The times when this attraction was available were kind of sporadic throughout the day, so I'm glad I got in line before it was cut off. I actually ended up being the last one Blue posed with during this particular slot. We were waiting for longer than I expected, but the puppeteer and the suit needed a much-deserved break in the middle of the photo ops. Unsurprisingly, it was a pretty hot day in the Florida sun. The suit looked great, and the sound effects with it added to the scenario. The animalistic body language from the blue actor was also very impressive. Seeing families go up to meet the raptor was entertaining, with some kids being very into the experience and others not wanting anything to do with it. The host there, acting as Blue's handler, was fantastic. She had endless energy and was great with the kids while not breaking character. Even by the time I got up there, she was still giving it 100%. Got to appreciate people like that. The story behind the Jurassic Park River Adventure is a little, complicated? Maybe that's not the right word, but there is history here. A version of this ride was first introduced at Universal Studios Hollywood in 1996. Jurassic Park The Ride had a lot of fanfare behind it, with Steven Spielberg and Jeff Goldblum appearing at the opening ceremony, a budget bigger than the original film, and hype building to The Lost World releasing the following year. Multiple sources say they started working on the Universal Hollywood attraction before the film even got up and running, basing some of its theming on Michael Crichton's novel over the imagery shown in the '93 movie. Jurassic Park The Ride was a huge success and remained largely unchanged until 2018, when it was closed to retheme it to the Jurassic World movies. It reopened in 2019 as Jurassic World The Ride. This is the version I hopped on during my day at the park in 2023. I really enjoyed it, but admittedly felt like I missed out a bit on the original experience. Well, this year I pretty much got that with Jurassic Park River Adventure. That version opened with Orlando's Universal Islands of Adventure in 1999. Like with the Hollywood iteration, this one had a lengthy pre-show video featuring Richard Attenborough as John Hammond. It's really fun seeing how that character would have introduced another ride if the park in the film reopened with him involved. When I was there, the queue was overall really nothing of note because I was able to just walk right up to the boat. I did like the film-accurate greenery surrounding the area as I strolled past the pillars and under the wooden roof. The ride getting kicked off with those gates opening as we hear "Welcome to Jurassic Park" with the theme playing is pure magic. That's something this one definitely has over Hollywood's Jurassic World ride. Sure, some of the animatronics are dated, but they fulfill their purpose and don't spoil a thing. We first see the Ultrasaur, and soon, the Stegosauruses. Trouble starts before we reach Hadrosaur Cove, as one of them rises up to redirect our path into the raptor containment area. We see a pair of Compsognathus fighting over a Jurassic Park staff member's shirt while alarms blare. The containment area looks to have been overrun with the local dinosaurs, and our boat begins a steep incline. Things then go dark. We can hear and see glimpses of escaped raptors, Dilophosauruses, and destroyed equipment. This all leads to the big boss itself. A Tyrannosaurus Rex extends its head out of the shadows in front of us. All looks lost before we plummet 85 feet just in time, splashing into the water below.
Well, that was fun. I really liked that ride for several reasons. I'm still trying to recover. Yeah, I did get soaked going on that. It does seem like this is the one that's most like what the movie was trying to present the theme park as it would be. It's kind of like a Disney Jungle Cruise type thing, but with dangerous dinosaurs. It's old school animatronic type stuff that you can see on the side that's really fun. I love when you're going up on the final incline before the drop, there's all these shadows on the sides of raptors and stuff. Really cool details like that. And the drop itself is pretty great. It's more, I felt more weightless than I thought I was going to after just seeing it from the outside. I do love the T-Rex popping out. That's fantastic. What a great finale. They really did well at setting this one up and having a proper climax before you go down and explode all over the place. That sounded really bad. Really fun. I liked it. The whole Jurassic Park area is actually really great. But this is probably the centerpiece of all that. It's not like an intense roller coaster like Velociraptor, but I think that this, if you want to bring some kids on this one, I think this is a safe one to do it on. I think I'm going to go dry off now, but oh wait, I'm already dry because it's so freaking hot here. Somebody turn off the freaking heat. I want to go home. Just want to go home.
In all seriousness, this was even better than I expected. It's not as high-tech or fresh as the Jurassic World ride at Universal Hollywood, but River Adventure has that old-school charm that you just can't beat. And that sentiment might as well apply to the whole area. If you're a Jurassic Park fan and have never been to Islands of Adventure to see the world they've built, you're doing yourself a disservice. You might even come away with a new appreciation for the films after seeing all the animatronics and dedication to the franchise in general up close. If you like this video, check out the Walter Culture YouTube channel for more content. I'll be back with a brand new installment of Juniversal before you know it. But you know who knows what's coming up next? He's an old favorite that I'm ecstatic to talk about. I'll see you then.